are the best budget decks for under $25. Brother, I know times are hard right now. I'm broke. You broke. $25 though? In today's video, I've done a ton of research and I've actually compiled a list of Yu-Gi-Oh strategies that you can be building for about that $25 range. Whether you're a beginning player, a budget player, or just looking to try something out for the low, I got you, big dogs. Let's go ahead and jump on in. What's going on with y'all, big dogs? And it is an amazing day for Yu-Gi-Oh! I hope that your day phenomenal. But if it isn't, don't let what happened at the beginning of your day ruin the rest of your day. And also, guys, in case you didn't know who I am, I should have said this in the beginning. I'm your professor, TheCaliEffect, and all of you guys are officially in my classroom. You do have to register by hitting the subscribe button, but I expect you'll be doing that for the information I'm going to be giving you. Yu-Gi-Oh is finally about to hit its budget era with the 2025 Megatens coming out and it being the end of the Yu-Gi-Oh season, so cards naturally dropping in price. I can only imagine in a couple weeks I'll be doubling back to this video by talking about some other budget Yu-Gi-Oh decks, but for right now I wanted to push out some really powerful, ridiculously cheap strategies, and then we'll revisit this list a little bit later. I have also refrained from talking about Dinomorphia in this video strictly for entertainment purposes. I mean, I've talked about Dinomorphia in just about every single Yu-Gi-Oh video that has budget in it, and it's mainly because the deck is just so good for a budget deck. I mean, brother, it's like $5 for the entire deck. How can you go wrong? That and the deck being able to translate over decently well. It doesn't use hand effects, doesn't have a ton of graveyard effects, and seeing that it's trap based, it's actually a really good counter meta to some of the best decks available. And here I go talking about Dinomorphia again. Top 6 decks. Dinomorphia is 100% a solid Yu-Gi-Oh strategy that you can build for under $25, but I'm not going to include it. I actually want to include a Yu-Gi-Oh strategy that just got ridiculously cheap between the last Rarity Collection and the new Mega 10 reprints that were announced. Solomon Grade is actually the perfect Yu-Gi-Oh strategy for Yu-Gi-Oh players getting into the game that want to learn how link summons work. How the deck functions is that you can link summon using monsters with the same name to be able to gain additional effects, but overall it is one of the strongest fire Yu-Gi-Oh strategies still available, using cards like Promethean Princess to its fullest ability. I know some of you guys may want to give that fire title still to Snake Eyes, and it's mainly because of the new Queen of the Blazing Domain. This card could be really strong for a deck like Snake Eyes, allowing it to be able to extend and get further bodies, as well as being a Macro Cosmo-like card, so I think both of them can share the throne, because Snake Eyes is also pretty cheap. Regardless how you look at it, fire strategies just in total are not only fairly accessible, they're starting to become pretty strong in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, at least from a price perspective and when you consider how powerful the cards are. I think one of the benefits that these fire Yu-Gi-Oh strategies have over some of the other cheap Yu-Gi-Oh decks is that they can play an abundance of hand effects. In case you guys didn't know right now, there's no one real way to play Yu-Gi-Oh. Whether if you slap 20 gajillion hand traps inside of your deck or go with the board breaker approach, both of them can be incredibly effective right now. If anything, it's actually opened up the avenue for so many other decks to be able to compete. A deck that has never traditionally ran hand traps and is more of a board breaker style while also getting support inside of Duelist Advance. I think that Monarchs are actually a really solid budget Yu-Gi-Oh deck. Not only is this deck easily a fan favorite, it's also incredibly strong in its own right. And there's not really many cards in the game that stop you from tribute summoning your opponent's monsters. Monarchs have access to 2 or 3 powerful spell cards depending on how you look at it. There's the Monarch Stormforth, which allows you to be able to tribute your opponent's monsters regardless of what they had on the field at the time. Take for example if they use a Vanquish Soul monster effect to return one to their hand, or one of their Yummy Synchros to be able to summon monsters back to their side of the field. The way that Stormforth works is that it just gives you the ability to tribute summon, so whatever they're bringing out to the field has the potential to get tributed no matter what. There's also Spell Card Soul Exchange. Seeing that most Yu-Gi-Oh strategies in the game aren't tribute summoning themselves, being able to use Spell Card Soul Exchange to tribute off their monsters and them not having a response to tribute off your own seems pretty awesome. These 2 cards fundamentally serve as board breaking Yu-Gi-Oh cards while also allowing you to be able to fulfill your objective. Then there's the regular Soul Exchange for the people that want to play it. Monarchs just also happen to have a lot of card effects that align with this meta. Domain of the Monarchs and Monarchs Erupt are really good at being preventative measures, whether it's negating all of your opponent's monster effects or preventing them from special summoning from the extra deck. These can be really useful tools against most of the entire metagame, and even the Monarch monsters line up fairly well. Caius the Mega Monarch is especially punishing for dark-based Yu-Gi-Oh decks, and even regular Zaborgan Caius are searchable thanks to the new spell card out of Duelist Advance. The deck is cleverly woven together, and I love how it still preserved how Monarchs originally worked. You guys got to keep in mind, Monarchs made their debut way back in the day in the early 2000s. What's that you say, Sonny? A deck that predates Gladiator Beast is easily Monarchs. I remember back in my day when Mobius and Zaborg were the strongest Monarchs in the game. We even had Grimard to get rid of face downs and Dostalos for the hand rip. Those were the good old days. What was I talking about again? Oh yeah, Gladiator Beast is a pretty good Yu-Gi-Oh deck, but it couldn't be stopped by the Monarchs. You needed a War Chariot to be able to stop their effects, and that's if they didn't use Soul Exchange or Brain Control. While I think the jury will still have to determine if Monarch will be a legitimately competitive Yu-Gi-Oh deck, for $25 you're getting a lot of strength inside of a strategy, with also it being updated in the latest set. And speaking of updates, big dog, they finally here. Raven Wing version 4! These are the #1 sleeve in the entire universe. And we've even heard your thoughts, we've heard your concerns, and we've done everything in our power to make the best sleeve even better. Raven Wing version 4 not only introduces a new color, but also gives you a whole nother level of comfort. These are hands down the perfect sleeve in the entire universe. And as a student to the TheCaliEffect's Duelist Academy, you gotta get your pay. Go ahead and go to TheCaliEffect.com and purchase your sleeves today. Also, TheCaliEffect Duelist Academy. I just said that, didn't I? You Slifer Slackers need to go ahead and jump on into the new Discord. There's a 0% chance of me getting hacked because I don't even have an account yet. That's not really something to be proud of right now. While I fight my ongoing battle to get my own Discord back, I've left a new server in the hands of some of the most trusted people in the world. Top Deck TJ and Young Boy Striker. We're doomed. But then there's also Bird, so go ahead and join that Discord and be a part of this amazing community and get your Slifer Slacker badges, because there's tons of homework. Your homework is going to be posted down below in the comment section that you've joined the Discord, or just tell us another great $25 Yu-Gi-Oh deck. Moving forward, I'm going to make it a little bit of a stretch, but I think it'll work. This Yu-Gi-Oh strategy has been going up in price because of scarcity, but I think there'll be a reprint announcement to be able to help that out. Super Quanto is another Yu-Gi-Oh strategy that got some insane support from Duelist Advance. Hell, if you just forget about that, Super Quanto might be a crazy strong engine. I want you guys to peep out Super Quanto Fairy. This card allows you to special summon itself just by controlling another Super Quanto monster. Then it makes its level the same level as another Super Quanto monster, giving you easy access to any of the ranked monsters in its arsenal to eventually be able to make your Great King Magnus. But the best thing about this effect is that it's super searchable and super malleable. You see, Super Quantum Blue Layer just so happens to be an emergency teleport target and can easily search your Super Quanto Fairy. Super Quantum Red Layer allows you to be able to special summon monsters to your side of the field, and just like that, you actually have a really good rank 3 engine. With Fiendsmith Tract finally getting its Mega 10 reprint, the card has plummeted in price. Not necessarily low enough to consider Goblin Biker Fiendsmith a $25 Yu-Gi-Oh deck, but low enough to consider Goblin Biker as a $25 Yu-Gi-Oh deck that you can work yourself up to Goblin Biker Fiendsmith. Burning Abyss got some offshoot support in Duelist Advance. Buoy the Dawn's Light and Mutiny of the Sky gives you all types of crazy fusion plays, which also is a deck that can be supported by Fiendsmith to make it stronger. And then there's just Super Quantos themselves. It's ultra solid, and at the very worst, it's a Yu-Gi-Oh strategy that it's really fun to experiment with. But the last two Yu-Gi-Oh strategies are going to be proven contenders. One that can pretty much compete on a really solid budget, and the other one that has competed at the highest levels of events. All you have to do is put a little bit more effort in it. Like, don't get me wrong, Blue Eyes is no longer a meta deck in my opinion. It's not in the top 5, but as far as being a really cheap Yu-Gi-Oh deck that can compete even without the Primite monsters, it's pretty good. And what I also like about Blue Eyes is that it has some secret things that are really good. Effect Veiler is now starting to become good because monster negation is really important. And someone mentioned a few videos back is that Blue Eye Spirit Dragon can stop Obedience School because it doesn't allow you to special summon multiple monsters at the same time. Big dog, you already know who you are. Post down below in the comment section and come get your Slifer Slacker points. I think we might actually have a Reedy Raw member. He be read. We also know that Blue Eyes gets way better with the Primite cards, and as of making this video, I'm still holding out hope that Primite Lowly Load is a common. Not necessarily likely to happen, but one could hope. Even if it's an ultra rare, you can assume that Lowly Load will drop down in price significantly, which will in turn make Blue Eyes a lot cheaper and easier to access. It's a lot of players' favorite anime Yu-Gi-Oh deck, and it just so happens to be pretty strong right now. Now, only if Konami, I don't know, did that to the other decks. For the love of God, make Chimera good without all the other BS. Lastly is a Yu-Gi-Oh strategy that's pretty good out the gate. $25 pretty much gets you started, and it has to be Melodious. Melodious fits into current Yu-Gi-Oh card gameage. This deck makes hand traps look pretty bad if you play it correctly. There's no really right card to stop here. If they have enough cards, they're playing. But it also can play an abundance of hand traps, including its own hand traps that give you an advantage. I wouldn't say Herald of Orange Light is its very own hand trap by itself, but when you start to look at the other decks that can play it, it just might be a Melodious exclusive card right now. Having a hand trap that can negate a monster effect and destroy the card would be huge inside of this format. And while Melodious can struggle going against an already established board, I'm pretty sure a smart Yu-Gi-Oh player has already figured out how to crack those established boards. This isn't the same Yu-Gi-Oh where players sit back on their table and summon negate, negate, negate. Nowadays, Yu-Gi-Oh boards are a lot more beatable, which in turn makes Melodious stronger just by having those cards out of the game. And well, I'm pretty sure I gave you guys way more than 5. If I can count, I gave you 11 million. So you guys already know what to do if you want to support the channel and get something in return. It's them Raven Wing sleeves, buddy. But of course, if you want to make sure to get more lectures to make you a better Yu-Gi-Oh player, go ahead and join the Academy by hitting that subscribe button, and also consider joining the Discord. That's all that we have for today, big dogs. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. But until then, make sure you get to your next class by clicking on one of these videos so I can catch you on the next one.